She'd never known love, never felt the warmth of a family, until she stepped into the world of a billionaire single dad. Their love story was about to change everything. The afternoon sun dipped low, casting a golden glow over the sprawling estate. Ada, a young woman with a heart full of dreams and a past filled with pain, stepped off the bus. She had left the bustling city behind, seeking solace and a new beginning. Her journey had led her to the home of Kofi Amok, a billionaire single dad known for his reclusive nature and his tech innovations. Ada had been hired as the nanny for his young daughter, Emma. She took a deep breath, adjusting her grip on her worn suitcase, and stared at the grand mansion before her. The house was a stark contrast to the small apartment she had shared with her ailing grandmother. It was modern, with sleek lines and expansive windows that reflected the setting sun. A sense of awe and uncertainty washed over her as she approached the massive wooden door. Before she could knock, the door swung open to reveal Kofi, his presence commanding yet weary, his eyes, filled with a mix of curiosity and caution, met hers. "Ada," he said, his voice deep and resonant. "Welcome to our home." She managed a small smile, feeling the weight of his gaze. "Thank you, Mr. Amok," she replied, her voice steady despite the butterflies in her stomach. Kofi took her suitcase with a practiced ease, leading her inside. The house was breathtaking, with high ceilings and an open floor plan that allowed natural light to flood every corner. The scent of fresh flowers and the soft hum of a distant piano filled the air. Ada's eyes widened as she took in the grandeur, but it was the warmth that struck her most. This was a home, not just a mansion. Amma should be back from her piano lesson soon, Kofi said, setting her suitcase down in a spacious guest room. The walls were adorned with paintings of African landscapes, and the bed was draped in luxurious linens. "She's excited to meet you." Ada's heart swelled with a mix of anticipation and nervousness. She was here for Amma, to provide the love and care that every child deserved. But she couldn't ignore the tug in her heart, the longing for a family of her own. As she unpacked her belongings, she heard the patter of small feet coming down the hall. Emma, a bright-eyed girl with a mischievous grin, burst into the room. "You must be Ada," she exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "I'm Amma. Do you like pancakes?" Ada laughed, crouching down to the girl's level. "I love pancakes," she said, her heart warming at the sight of Amma's eager face. "Then you're going to love it here," Amma said, taking Ada's hand and pulling her toward the kitchen. Kofi watched the exchange, a faint smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. There was something about Ada, a warmth and a gentle strength that he couldn't ignore. As the days passed, Ada settled into her new role with ease. She spent her days caring for Amma, taking her to school, and helping her with her homework. In the evenings, they would often find themselves in the kitchen, baking or cooking together, their laughter filling the air. Kofi, who had always kept a safe distance, found himself drawn to the warmth that Ada brought into their home. He would often catch himself watching her, admiring the way she interacted with Amma, the way she laughed, the way she made their house feel like a home. But there was a darkness in his past, a pain that he had locked away, fearing that it would consume him if he let it out. He had built walls around his heart, walls that he thought were impenetrable. But Ada, with her gentle touch and her warm smile, was chipping away at those walls, one brick at a time. One evening, as Ada and Amma were playing in the backyard, Kofi found himself standing at the doorway, watching them. Ada was laughing, her head thrown back, her eyes sparkling with joy. Amma was giggling, her small hands clutching a handful of leaves. In that moment, Kofi felt a tug in his heart, a longing that he had long suppressed. He wanted to join them, to feel the warmth of their laughter, to be a part of their joy, but he was held back by the fear of his past, the fear of letting someone in. Am I making a mistake by letting her in? Kofi asked himself. Or am I finally ready to let go of the past and embrace the future? The sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the backyard. Ada looked up and saw Kofi standing there, his eyes filled with a mix of longing and uncertainty. She smiled at him, her heart swelling with a love that she had never known. And in that moment, she knew that she was exactly where she was meant to be. Suddenly, a shriek pierced the air. Amma, who had been chasing butterflies, stumbled and fell. Ada rushed to her side, her heart pounding. "Emma, are you okay?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. Emma looked up, tears welling in her eyes. "I'm fine, Ada," she said, her voice wobbly, "but I think I sprained my ankle." Ada's heart went out to the little girl. She picked her up gently and carried her inside, Kofi following closely behind. As Ada tended to Emma's ankle, Kofi watched them, his heart aching with a love that he had long suppressed. In that moment, he knew that he couldn't keep pushing Ada away. He had to let her in, to let her love heal the wounds of his past. For the first time in a long time, Kofi felt a sense of hope, a sense of redemption, and he knew that Ada was the key to his healing, to his happiness.